welcome back to my channel. My name's Helen and today I thought I would do my Whateverthon TBR. I have decided to join the Sunset Scholars team. I just liked the look of the prompts that they had, the 5 extra prompts that they had. So I won't go into all the rules of the readathon. Maddie's got that up on her video, her announcement video, so I'll play it below. Although I did do something quite daft. I started watching the Whateverthon video from last year and chose Camp Contemporary again and did all that, and then realised I'd watched the wrong video. Don't know how I did it, but I did watch about half an hour of that and did that one, and then realised that it was a different set of teams. So there you go. So yeah, it has been a long while since I've been on. I'm just not feeling like filming, so I think for now my channel's going to be readathons. Whenever a readathon comes up that I fancy taking part in, then you will see a TBR video for it, because they're the things that I like to do the most. I take a part in a lot of those, and so it just makes sense to do the things that I enjoy. I wasn't enjoying wrap-ups, so you likely won't get wrap-ups, but if you do want to see a star rating of a book that I've said that I'm going to read, check out Goodreads because I keep that up to date all the time. Yeah, so I'll just make my way through the board and tell you what I've chosen. I've tried to be as on it with the prompts as I can, as close to what they say, and we'll see how we go. I have put a poll up. That poll is due up, well, in 24 hours, so tomorrow will be when I find out what that is. So if I post this today, you won't know which book I've picked for that, so just go on my Twitter and look if you're interested. If not, and I decide to post this tomorrow, then I'll put a little I'll put the name of the book underneath. So for the first prompt for Sunset Scholars, I'll just do the prompts in order on the board. I think the special prompts for Sunset Scholars are dragons, book about books, S's on the cover. I really don't know. Possibly academia theme, is that one? I don't know. There's five prompts for them. I don't know which one it is, so never mind. Right, so, but dragons is definitely one of them, and I didn't realise that Starfell by Dominique Valent has dragons in it, so I made up about that. I believe I was gifted this at Christmas by Ellie from Earl Grey Books, so I made up to be getting around to this one. So it just says, Willow Moss, the least powerful sister in a family of witches, has a magical ability for finding lost things like spectacles or socks. Useful but not exactly exciting. Then the most feared witch in all of Starfell comes asking for Willow's help. Last Tuesday has gone missing, and without it the whole world could unravel. So yeah, really fancying that one. The next one is, it has to have the, and, of, and, or, and at the beginning or on the cover. I'm going with the Marlowe Murder Club by Robert Thorogood. This is the same author who he does books based off the Death in Paradise series. I believe they've been adapted from his books, but the books are different to the programme. The murders that happen, or they are murders that happen in the series, are different to the ones that are in the books. So this one is not linked to Death in Paradise. This is separate from that. It says 77-year-old Judith Potts is blissfully happy. She lives alone in a faded mansion in Marlowe, sets crosswords with the Times, and there's no man in her life to tell her what to do or how much whiskey to drink. One evening, while out swimming in the Thames, Judith witnesses a brutal murder. When the local police don't believe her story, Judith and 2 unlikely friends decide to investigate for themselves. Together they are the Marlowe Murder Club. I just thought it sounded quite like the Richard Osman Thursday Murder Club, and so I wanted to give that one a go. I've had that on my pile for a while as well. I did have a period of time where I was going on Waterstones and pre-ordering a lot of books, and then they're just sitting on my shelves, so this is my chance to get these out, including this one. This is going to be used for under 300 pages. This is the Insomniac Society by Gabrielle Levy. It just says 5 strangers, one thing in common, none of them can sleep, and then there's a list of the 5 people, and they've all got sleep problems for different reasons, and they come to this group. So yeah, really want to try that one. Let's look at the page counts. Definitely under 300. 169. So that's one to think about. Recently hauled, I'm going for Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I pre-ordered I do this a lot as well. I pre-ordered the paperback. So obviously that comes out 6 months after the hardback. So I'm really up for the book when it comes out. But then by the time it's coming paperback, I forgot all about it. So yeah, I think I've given the first 2 books by Emily Henry 3 stars. And so I was a bit like, oh, do I order the next one? But I thought, I still like the idea of them. So One Summer, Two Rivals, a plot twist I didn't see coming. I think they're both in the publishing industry. Cutthroat literary agent and an editor. And they both meet up in this place. So yeah, I'm hoping I can give this one more than 3 stars, but then I'm wondering if I don't, whether I need to just stop reading Emily Henry books. So this might be the deciding vote. The next one, I asked Andy to pick a colour of the rainbow for me. Andy's my husband, and he said green. He knows that's my favourite colour. So I've gone for Be Yourself and Happier, the A to Z of Wellbeing by Will Young. I heard him talking on the Fern Cotton podcast, Happy Place, about this one, and thought I would give it a go. I don't know if the most of the cover has to be green, but then Maddie did say that in some cases you could stretch it a little bit, so I'll go with this. If I find something else with green on the cover that's more green, then I might go with that. But I've tried to pick a book for each prompt, but I know that I think can't you use at least 3 prompts for one book, so I might end up covering quite a few of the prompts with different ones. So next is a book that was on a previous TBR. I've had this one for years. The 52 Seductions by Betty Herbert. It's one couple 1 year, and they just both take turns in doing different date nights each week, just for them to become closer together. So I did start reading it. I'm pretty sure I got about halfway through, but I really want to get that one finished. So there's that one. Sorry if you keep going off. All my books are stacked on the little poof in the middle of the living room. So the next one is a book about books. I've picked Rainbow Grey. Yeah, I know this book has got a character that's based on Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. So obviously I'm keeper of the books in this, so I thought, well, it's a book about books, it's got books in it. If there's somebody who's selling books, or like a librarian or something, then that's got to count. Let's see, book about books. Favourite genre. My favourite genre has always been like travel non-fiction, or books that you'd find in the mind, body, spirit section. So I am going for Committed by Elizabeth Gilbert, which is the sequel to Eat, Pray, Love. So it's basically talking about marriage in this one. And because I'm married, I like reading books about marriage, so it's a non-fiction. And this is another one that I've had on my pile for ages. So yeah, I really want to give that a go. Shiny cover. I am going for The Secret Sunshine Project by Benjamin Dean. I don't think you can get a shinier cover than one that's actually got shine written on it. I'm really disappointed with how this one came through. I pre-ordered this from Amazon, and when it came through, I don't know if you can see it there, but the cardboard and the glue had all stuck to the book. And I could have sent it. I've had a few issues with Waterstones, where the pages at the top hadn't been cut properly and they were ripped, and yeah, it's not been a good experience, so I was tempted to send it back, but then I thought, well, to be honest, I'm not really a rereader, so once I've read it, I'm just going to get rid. So yeah, it's a shame. And the cover, the sprayed edges are beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a go. This one's Last Summer, B. Riley, Mum and Dad had the best day ever at London Pride, but a year later everything has changed and a grey cloud is following the family around. When they move to the countryside, Bea decides she'll do whatever it takes to clear the clouds, especially for her older sister Riley. With the help of new friends, can Bea bring Riley's sunshine back for good? So yeah, I did read Me, My Dad and the End of the Rainbow, and I did enjoy that one, so I'm wanting to read this one next. So that was shiny cover. Next, different format. I've decided to go for this one, which is The Pied Piper of Hamelin, and it's by Russell Brand. Obviously, The Pied Piper of Hamelin's, the story's been around for a long time, but I think this is Russell's take on it. I got this for £1 in Waterstones, and it's a different format because it's like a picture book, but with a lot of words. So it's not quite a graphic novel, but yeah, the pictures are really nice. So I thought, well, that's been on my shelves for a little bit. So yeah, definitely that one. So that's definitely a different format. One word title. I've gone for Give by Magnus MacFarlane Barrow. It has got like a subtitle, but the main title is just Give. So it says, founder of Mary's Meals and Sunday Times bestselling author of The Shed That Fed a Million Children, Magnus MacFarlane Barrow travels the world encountering startling acts of charity and the power of generosity. So it is a non-fiction. So yeah, I just thought that sounded nice. Anything to do with charity and giving. It's got a recommendation from Gerard Butler that says every day Magnus lets children know that they matter. One of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people and CNN hero. So that's going to be uplifting. I'm looking forward to that one. Next, Host Fave. I had a look at the list of books, and even though there's 45 there was nothing that really stood out to me. There was a couple I'd already read. There was nothing really in a series that I wanted to carry on with. I have read Nevermore, and I started on Wondersmith, but I wasn't getting through with it, so I thought I can't really continue with that just for the sake of doing it. But then I just noted that Becca from Becca in the Books had picked The Hating Game, and so I've put that on order at my library, so when that comes in I'll have a go at that. I might be wrong, but from the title I think it's going to be like a hate to lovers trope, so I can deal with that. So I'm going for The Hating Game, because otherwise that's a square that I wouldn't be able to meet. And then I thought, well, maybe if it's Host Fave I could go through some of the lists from the past where they've put the favourites, but I wanted to try and keep to as close as the prompts could get. So I'm going to try The Hating Game. If I don't like it, then I'll look at some of the Host Fave videos from the past and pick one of those. Continue in a series. I'm going for A Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison. I cannot believe I haven't read this yet. Every year these come out on my birthday, and so it's a birthday treat to myself to get them. So my birthday was in February and I've had it since then. Gorgeous spread edges. And I love these books. I'm pretty sure I give most of them 5 stars, so the fact that this is still sat here is really annoying. So I just need that push, and I'm hoping this readathon will be the push to get me to read that. I think it's the 4th book in the series. Last letter to first letter. I haven't picked a book for this. I just figured in the middle of it, if I want to mood read away from these books, then I will pick a book where the first letter in the title goes with the last letter of the book I've just read. So, but I'm pretty sure somewhere along the way a lot of these will match up, and I can include that in the prompts. S's on the cover. This is one of my particular team's prompts. It's Spinning Plates by Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Music, Men, Motherhood and Me. So obviously her name has got multiple S's in, the title's got multiple S's in, and the subtitle's got an S in it as well. So it's basically about Sophie Ellis-Bextor and talking about her life in the music industry and in her family and growing up. So I've always liked Sophie Ellis-Bextor. She comes across as a really nice person. I loved her on Strictly as well. So yeah, this is a library book, so I really could do with getting along with this one. But yeah, so I'm going with that one for S's on the cover. Like I said, I have done a poll. The books that I pick for the poll are, let me get them. The Boy at the Back of the Class by Anjali Q. Rayouf. So that's one of them. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. I have had these 3 on my list for a long time. I would like to get round to them soon. I thought I'd pick ones that I think are well known equally, and then people can just pick for me. So like I said, that I'll find out tomorrow when that poll is up. Then I've got Academia Theme. Why have I not got the book out there? Oh no, less read genre, sorry, less read genre. A while ago I went to Corfe Castle And in a shop there, I got this book, which is Enid Blyton and her Enchantment with Dorset. I don't tend to read many books about authors, and certainly not books really set around Dorset, where I used to read a lot of Enid Blyton when I was a little girl. So I thought, well, this is different to what I would normally read. So it's not massive. It's not a massive book. It's like just over 100 pages, but it's going through different areas of her life and how she came up with her books based on the area where she lived. So yeah, I thought that would be interesting for less read genre. And then academia theme, One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I've said before, this has been on multiple TBRs. It was a horrible copy that I got from Music Magpie. I could do with getting it off my shelves. I believe there's now a Netflix series of this. So if I get around to reading the books, then I can go and watch the Netflix series. So I really want to watch that. That's Set in Schools, that's why I picked that one. And then 2021 release, I've gone for The Dinner at Lady Detectives by Hannah Hendy. It said murder is a dish best served ice cold. Marjorie and Clementine work on the front line serving meals to the students at Summerview Secondary School. They are enjoying a peaceful middle age together in the idyllic town of Dew Store, but their calm life is shattered when their kitchen manager is found dead. Police are adamant that it's an open and shut case of accidental death. However, Marjorie and Clementine are convinced there's something far more nefarious going on. Again, another one that sounds like the Thursday Murder Club. I don't know whether this one and the Marlowe Murder Club came out before or after Richard's Aldersman, so I don't know if his led the way and then they came up with it, or whether it's kind of just coincidence that they all came out around the same time. But there you go. So yeah, in between there are obviously the 5 non-reading prompts, so cozy reading time, that should be pretty easy to do. Do a guilt-free activity, again easy to do. Join the 48-hour readathon. I will just try and read within that time. I won't be able to stay up for 48 hours. Join some reading sprints. Yeah, definitely should be able to do that. Complete a personal goal. I don't know. For this month I've put my goal as 8 books. I think 2 a week is doable for me, depending on what goes on. We are meant to be going away for a cottage holiday at some point in June, so whether I'll be able to read as much that week, I don't know, but I thought 2 a week is giving myself a chance to at least complete the challenge within the readathon to reach your goal, and that might just have to be my goal, and at the end I'll tick it off to say I've completed it. I don't know, maybe reading one of the shorter books within a day could be the goal. I will work it out and I'll decide. But yeah, they are all my books. I've got something for every prompt pretty much, and if some books cover multiples, then go me. But yeah, like I say, the next time you hear from me will be the next time there's a readathon that I really want to take part in. The last thing I think I filmed was week 1 of your Revisionathon. I wanted to film a vlog for every week of that, but I just didn't get around to it. But the readathon went really well. We had, I think it was 2 people who read all of the books, which was amazing because there was 40 countries altogether. But everybody really seemed to enjoy it. This year the Discord was used more than ever, which was fantastic. I was just disappointed that I wasn't able to watch the show this year. I was at a wedding, but I enjoyed the wedding, so I didn't feel really like I'd missed out. And by the time we got back to the hotel room, it was halfway through the scoring, so I did get to see some of the scores come in. I didn't go back and watch the show, apart from I watched the UK song, because the build-up is what makes it exciting, watching every song and then seeing the scores come in. So once I knew what the final outcome was going to be, I didn't really want to sit through all the songs. So outright I'm saying now I'm not going to any events next year that fall on that weekend, because if there's any chance of us getting near the top again, I want to be able to witness it. I did wonder if maybe if the Ukraine couldn't host the Eurovision Song Contest, whether as us as second place, the UK would get to host it, with some heavy Ukrainian influence. But we will see. If they could host it, that would be amazing. Hopefully everything will be safe for everybody then. But we will see what happens. So I did see Sam from Griff Reads went to Italy and was in what was called a Eurovision village to watch the show. And I'm just wondering if in other countries that happens, where you can watch outside in a big park or area rather than going to the arena, because I actually think I would prefer that. It would probably give me live 8 feels, because I did go to that with my Auntie Pauline in 2005, was that? I think it was. So yeah, I would quite like to do that as well. But I will leave it there, and if you've read any of these books, let me know. If you've got any other ideas for the prompts that I haven't thought about, then also let me know, and let me know which team you're joining in. I was between a few, but mainly I was considering the Travellers one. But I just was looking at the prompts. The only one that put me off the Sunset Scholars was Dragons, but then when I found out Dragons were in Starfell, that made it a lot easier because I did want to do the other prompts. So yeah, okay, thanks for watching, and I will speak soon. Bye.